My name is Aaron, and I grew up in the world of metal. In fact, it's the only thing I ever really cared about in terms of music. But you know what, recently, I've wanted something a little bit different. Well, welcome back. You know what, I'm just not much of a forward hat kind of person. I need to put it back. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, there we go. Alright. We are revisiting one of my personal favorites, and that is Rolling Quartz. Luckily enough for me and all of us, they have a new song out. It came out 18 hours ago as of time of recording, so I thought, hey, now is a good time to go check up on them, see where they're at. So let's check it, shall we?
So dirty guy, 넌 제발 착각 좀 하지 마. 같지 않은 일 생각 따윈 난 웃어버려. Am I bad? Maybe not. I don't care how you feel. 그저 널 갖고 놀기엔 충분한 midnight. 더 많아서 뭐해? 그냥 그렇게 날 계속 증거해. 너도 똑같아. 널 바꿀 생각 따윈 없어. Tonight, 같이 뛰어드는 thriller, thriller. I'm a killer, killer. Shut down, 이제 막 시작인 걸 hater, hater, hater. Welcome my nightmare. 내일 아침이면 모두 잊어버려. 그러니 더 한 것도 할 수 있지. Show you, show you more. 다 기분이 네가 그랬듯이 별거 아니지. 이 정도 너는 뭐 없지 now.
Don't prevent me. Let's play my dreams.
더 말해서 뭐해. 그냥 그렇게 날 계속 증오해. 너도 똑같아. 날 바꿀 생각 따윈 없어. Tonight, 같이 뛰어드는 thriller, thriller. I'm a killer, killer. Shut down, 이제 막 시작인 걸 hater, hater, hater. Tonight, 같이 뛰어드는 thriller, thriller. I'm a killer, killer. Shut down, 이제 막 시작인 걸 hater, hater, hater. Welcome my nightmare. Good night.
Oh, that was dope. Very good. Okay, I didn't really need as much time with that because the fact of the matter is that this is a little more in my wheelhouse, a little more of something that I understand. So I think that makes it a little bit easier for me to kind of get. So, I think there's some interesting stuff about this. First and foremost, I think that the drummer, I think it's pronounced like Yongun, might be actually like one of the best rock drummers out there, and that's actually really cool. And I feel like I can say that with pretty good certainty. I have actually gone through and watched a lot of her covers, and she can cover everything pretty much, and I've seen her even cover stuff like Wage War, which is pretty insane. But the thing that I find interesting is that the way that she plays is very modern, but like very light and airy. And I think that's actually what's kind of cool about her. The two guitarists, you can kind of tell that they were a little more inspired by like 80s and like the guitar solos of the time. And I feel like that it's kind of interesting because at first I was like, it feels like there's a little bit of like Kirk Hammett-ish feel to it, but there's some shades of inspiration from like Slash. There's a lot of the way that she plays that solo that seems very kind of from that era, and I think that's actually really cool. But the thing that I find really interesting is I believe that the other is the rhythm guitarist and not the lead. Kind of has an approach a little bit kind of like how James works with Kirk, where it's like Kirk will do the crazy fast speedy stuff, and then James will do like the crazy technical like bar chords and like jumping around on power chords and stuff like that, and kind of giving you this little bit of like a different personality of like crunchy and difficult, and it's kind of just cool. But aside from that, as a song itself, really, really kind of awesome. And honestly, like I keep saying this, like I think that Korea puts out some of the most like actual like legit rock that's out there than in Japan. I'll say that every single time I hear a new song from any of whether it's Rolling Quartz or whether it's a couple of these other groups like the Rose and maybe even like FT Island, them. But in any case, just feels like a good solid rock song. There's a couple of parts that I would like to highlight, and of course that would be the solo right here first and foremost. I just love that because it's like she's the one who's doing some like pinch harmonics and kind of throwing in a little bit of a riff and then going back to the pinch harmonics, and like that's so much fun. Aside from that, actually that's a really cool picture. I just really, really just love the overall feel to this. That was just this whole thing, just really solid. I think the other thing that's always really cool is that I feel like that there's a lot of difference in like flow and how you write a riff, mainly because the fact of the matter is that it's just from a wholly different culture and everything like that. Like to me this feels extremely fresh, right? They hit the squiddly diddly dees. But then you get the chugga chuggas right there, and that's really cool. And I think the other thing is too is that the way that they've mixed this, they've actually included the bass, unlike a lot of metal bands. It's nice. It's nice. Yeah, no, this is just this very fresh take on rock, and even has like some tinges of going into metal and like some stuff like that. And I just really, really appreciate this group. Honestly, like I said, this is for me a huge staple. I really almost always want to come back. It's like, okay, it's time for me to choose another girl group, and I'm like, can I go back to Rolling Quartz yet? So I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Rolling Quartz though. Just super awesome stuff. Anyway, we'll talk about the song in comments, and we'll we'll discuss this further. See what y'all think about this. Anyway, we'll see y'all next time. Goodbye. That is so